today we are going to discuss about inheritance. So last class we have discussed about how to create a class method, okay, whenever we are using OOPS concept. So it is very clearly defined as to this class. And today we'll discuss about one of the important concept, that is inheritance in Python. So many people think that like OOPS concepts are very difficult. Yes, obviously it's difficult, but when you focus on the context area where exactly the hook for the concept, and it is very simple. Okay, so what do you mean this actually inheritance? So we know that inheritance is like hierarchy. When you take in the relationship like inheritance, the hierarchy means like father, grandfather, father, okay, son, like that. It is also a hierarchy will be followed. So inheritance is nothing but what are the properties or any methods will be taken from other like other class. So for example, you can say deriving the class methods or properties, anything properties from another class is called inheritance. Okay, so deriving the class methods or properties from another derived, sorry, another class, only another class, which means we can understand taking the properties means variables, okay, values, anything like math methods, taking from another class, we can call it as inheritance. So in a simple way, you can see. So let's go and discuss here. I have, let's say, I have two classes here. Okay, you can name it any class, is not a problem. This is A and this is B. So what will happen here? Or one second, do one thing. So not inside this. So let's see. I have, okay, two methods from the class. Let's say this is M1 method and this is M2 method. Basically, all implementation will happen in method only. That's what. So you can say this is class A. You can see class A. Now, taking the methods or properties from the class, we can call it as inheritance. So which means I have another class. Okay, let's say now the class name I am taking here M1 I am taking, okay, and also same derived I am taking from class A. So here M2 class will be there. These two classes are coming from class A. Okay, so which means we are deriving from this. So what is this actually? This is class B, and class B also it has own, okay, it has own class or method, sorry, own method. So which means this is M3. So M3 is its own method and M1 and M2 is taking from class A. So which means taking the methods or properties from class A to class B. This is called inheritance. What you can say? Inheritance. Got my point? Properties, methods taking from another class, we can call it as inheritance. So you can understand This is base class or parent class. Okay. Now here this is derived class or child class, we can call it as. Okay. So taking properties of class M1 and M2, that is we are inherited. Inherited also we can call it as, or properties invoking also we can do that. So this is how we can understand inheritance concept, and which is deriving from class A, another class, which is derived from another class is called inheritance. We can now how we can understand the syntax here. So you can say class A, okay, that you can see class A properties. You can take method or whatever like pass statement just for syntax purpose. Okay. Now we have class B. So till now nothing is there. We have defined two classes here, but we have inherited or invoked in this. So that means invoke class A in class B, invoking that. We can call it as inheritance. So this is invoking. When we invoke this, and class B will control everything. That is what we need to understand. Okay. So whenever we are using here invoking, and it will take all the properties of class A into class B. So class B will have access for everything. Class B will have its own methods, and it will access class A also. So what do you understand? So let's go and understand the example. You will get to know. So now I am taking here, so class keyword, okay, and take computer is the class. Now you can define methods, monitor, just self, okay. Later I will add so much like complex logics here. Print off, first understand the concept. Typing the code, okay. That is the first method. Second method I am taking here, printer, self, print off, taking print. So there are two methods for the computer class. Now I am taking another class, that is television. Okay. Now I have def remote. Method is remote I have. Now print off, changing the channels. So which means here remote will be, that is class television method. Printer and monitor will be computer method. Now create the instance. How to create the instance here? So let's say D I'm taking here own just for something. Okay. Now you can do top to bottom approach. The nearest class only we can create the instance. That is television I am taking. Okay. So that is called instance creation. If you understand yesterday's class, it will be instance creation. So what will happen now? Suppose I am taking, I want to print it. Okay. So accessing the methods. So now take the instance name, that is d1, and you can, what is the method you take? Remote method, because we have created instance for television class. So that remote method we can call it as inheritance method. We can able to get it. So we are getting from changing the channels. So we don't have any problem in this, because we created television and creating the instance, that is calling the instance or accessing the methods, automatically this method will come. But same example, when you are taking here, instead of remote, you can take monitor. Now what will happen? Television object has no attribute monitor. That means we created instance only for this class television, but we are calling monitor. We are accessing monitor from the instance name. That instance name is created on the television class. So that is highly impossible. Now again, same thing I'm taking here. Printer also I'm taking. Okay. Now let's see. Television class has no attribute printer. So that is what we need to understand. Got my point? So to overcome this problem, okay, we need to inherit it, or we need to invoke or inherit. Okay, inherit class A into class B. That is what we need to do. So how we can inherit here? Same thing. You can take that example. You can take computer class inside this. Okay. So you can see here inherited. Okay, inherited computer class into television class. So now what will happen now? All the properties of computer class can be controlled by television now, because inherited, we have invoked everything, control you can say. Now what happened here? You can give first monitor also, it will work. Typing the code. Actually created television is the enhanced creation. But even though television is inherited here, inherited computer class, so all the properties, monitor, printer, remote, everything will be controlled. That is television class. Now same thing you can understand its own methods, you can say. So D, one second, and D and own printer, and also D own, that is what, remote, everything. So all three methods it is going to print. Typing the code, taking the print, changing the channel. So this is called instance creation and invoking the class called inheritance. Hope you are clear about how to inherit. Everybody, you can write it if you want by using monitor, right? Accessing monitor class from television, or monitor method, sorry, monitor method television class. So this is also accessing monitor method from again television class, and here accessing, not monitor, here printer method from, or you can say printer class computer method, you can say monitor, that is computer method class, for understanding purpose. Okay, now here accessing remote television television method by itself. Okay, So this is clearly defined how you can able to inherit from television class all the methods, given all the methods. Okay. So if you want to increase one more, let's say you can take it here. Def, you can say mouse self print clicks clicks, just for understanding. Okay. See now we need to access here again if we want. So now very simple example. Okay. Now you need to write one example. Whether you got it or not, I need to know. Otherwise, it won't be useful. Accessing mouse computer class method. Now see here, clicks adding. So can you please tell me whether you are able to understand this concept or not in the chat box? Everybody, all of you. Come on, everybody. Are you clear about inheritance? So only few responses are getting here. Yesterday I gave you bank example, right? Can you please type in the chat box? Yesterday, whatever I gave you task. Come on, everybody. Please paste in the chat box here. Whatever you have done yesterday, I gave you bank example, right? Type in the chat box or just paste it, whatever you have written. At least one or two people. Good. So great. So another class HDFC def. It's a main method. Branch name, branch location, branch ID. Self branch name, branch location, branch ID. Credit card, print credit card services available. Good. Oh, nice. Then self debit card, print debit card services, branch name, ATM services, mobile banking, net banking, locker facility, owner HDFC Whitefield, Main Road, Whitefield HDFC. Okay. Owner HDFC. Why you can say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So good to go. Now 1, 2, 3. So here I need Harnath, like while you are accessing actual parameter, you mentioned Whitefield Main Road. Okay, that is one word. Huh? Okay, no problem. It's clear. So now let's see ATM, debit card, owner mobile. Perfect. Have you tried? Have you executed that? Then Bala Chaudhary, bank, class attributes, Superman. Good. Accessing methods and all. What about all people, guys? Just type in the chat box. Have you done or not? So HR, please note this point. Like people are, some people are not joining for advanced level of training, so they are expecting expectations more. But if they neglect here, it will be a difficult part for them. So please make alert them. Okay. Finally, they are going to get confusion while accessing the programs and project also. That time, these people can do happily, and like if they get confused, it will be again confusion to start. Okay. So just the people who have not joined, please make sure your presence on the time every day. Okay, fine. No problem, Gangadhar. Whether you don't need to tell that you are saying that you. You have done means that's enough. It's our practice purpose. Okay. So now we have types of inheritance will be there. So remaining people, please make sure about advanced classes too much. So now let's see. We have types of inheritance. So we have major like multi-level, very important interview question. What do you mean by multi-level inheritance and multiple inheritance? Multi-level inheritance and second one multiple inheritance. The most important question. Explain about multi-level inheritance and multiple inheritance. Okay, so let's discuss about multi-level inheritance. What do you mean by multi-level inheritance? So just you can see now we have two. Okay, now same thing we are taking the properties. Okay, I have another class, that is class B here. Okay, now what will happen, you know? So 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4. Now it is taking, let's see here, this is M1, okay, method 1, this is method 2, and method 3, and method 4. So M1, M2, M3 are taking from class B, taking from class B. So now you understand this is class C actually. Okay, we can call it as another derived class or child class. Some people will call it as subclass also. Okay, so now what do you mean by multi-level inheritance? Means deriving the properties or methods from another derived class. What you can say? Deriving the methods or properties from another derived class. So we need to satisfy with a single line answer also for theoretical information. Derived methods or properties from another derived class. Another derived class is called multi-level inheritance. Derived methods or properties from another derived class is called multi-level inheritance. That is what we need to understand. Already derived class itself. Again we are deriving from another derived class. That is called multi-level inheritance. So you can see, if you want, you can understand this example clearly. Multi-level inheritance. What do you mean by multi-level inheritance here? When I say multi-level inheritance, same concept. You take class A, then pass statement, class B, that is pass statement. Now what will happen here? Class C. Now here, now let's see. Now class B is accessing inheriting class A, and C will be inherited class B. So here B is derived class and C is also derived class. Okay, and A is superclass or parent class. Okay, so which means what? Taking the properties, taking the properties and methods from another derived class. So C is a derived class and taking from B, not from A. It's not from A. So this is how we can understand multi-level inheritance. And if you understand this diagram, this M1, M2 and M3 is taking from class B. Okay, class B derived class. So which means here, same example you take it here. Now, same example you take it and take one more class, you can say class tab, you can say, and you can use television inherited. Okay, television class. Now def tab, you can say play or game, whatever. Self, then print. Now playing a game, just for understanding. Okay, guys, carefully understand now. Now tell me, should I create should I create instance for computer, television or tab? Can you please type in the chat box which is correct for instance creation to access everything? For which class should I create instance? Can you please type in the chat box, everybody? Tab, television, tab or television or computer? Top down approach, computer or television? See the example carefully. Top down approach, which class can I create instance to access everything? Please think 1 minute and tell me. Should I create for computer based class, television derived class and tab derived class? Tab only? Sure? Okay. So let's go ahead here to understand. Now I am going to create tab here. So I told you, right, near instance, very near class we need to create. Got my point? Instance creation for tab class. So then tab will control television, television control computer. So when you access tab class, everything we can control. Got my point? So here d underscore one dot play method self. Sorry. Okay. So accessing, one second, accessing play tab method or tab class method by itself. But here television, remote television class method, okay, by tab class, tab subclass. Okay, derived class also you can, this one also tab subclass, because tab is everything is accessing, tab everything accessing. When I execute, let's see, typing the code, taking the print, clicks, changing the channel, playing the game, everything is created by instance of the tab class. So to understand more better, so what I will do, I will edit it here. Okay, So what I'm editing, typing the code, that is computer class. Okay, you can say method monitor from computer class. Just for example, okay, you can write it here again, method printer. In the output you will get to know. Okay, and you can say mouse also. Then here method remote from television class. Now here method play from computer, or that is tab class. Now go and execute once again. Now you can understand clearly. Typing the code, that monitor is coming from computer class. Taking the print, that method printer from computer class. Clicks, method mouse from computer class. Changing the channel, method remote from television class. Playing the game, method play from tab class, which means you understand about accessing mechanism. Now in upcoming classes, like later in advanced level, like project level, right, what will happen in this print statement, we use business logics. Here also one logic, here also one logic, here also one logic, sorry, here also one logic, here also one logic. So first of all, context is very important. So deriving the properties, methods, deriving the remote method. Okay, remote method, all the method from another derived computer class or television class. So tab controlled by television, television controlled by computer. So which means everything controlled by tab can control television and computer accessing methods. That is called multi-level inheritance mechanism. Okay, this is called multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. Okay, class A, class B, and class C. Directly from base class to derived class, we are just accessing, means that you can call it as inheritance. But deriving class and class methods and properties from another derived class is, we can call it as multi-level inheritance concept. Hope you understand multi-level inheritance, everybody, all of you. Come on, everybody. Are you able to understand multi-level inheritance or not? Okay. So don't worry. So multiple inheritance I will talk about later. So what you will do, okay, oops class 1, that means class method, and these things we can say 5 examples. Okay, oops class 2, then you can say inheritance, multi-level inheritance. That is 5 examples. Okay, you just write it your own and execute it in the system and understand it. So then you will not forget entire this oops concept in your lifetime. Okay guys, and also Monday we have accessing mechanism. Okay, I will share you some queries and some programs for practice. You can do that. Okay, clear everybody? So that's all, guys. So there are so many people kept pending like that only, not at practice, because when you go advanced level, it is daily. It will be overloaded for you when you are practicing. So please, whenever you get access, you have time and then you can complete it as soon as possible. Okay, guys.